So with that, as the recording is in progress, I wish to check with each of you. Hi, Akshay. Thank you so much. I do understand. This recorded video would be shared with people who are unable to make it. So that will be done. And the second thing is, can we share the pictures of this particular training session on the social media with your consent? Probably all of you can just raise your hand. You're okay with it, or in chorus, you can say, yes, Meera, we can do that.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, Meera. Yes.
All right, all right. It's important. I mean, though we know we can definitely share these, testimonials or experiences or the sessions on the social media, but still I believe in the fact of checking with each of you. So with that, I'm just shifting to the speaker view and the record is on, and here it is. Namaste, good evening to each of you. I'm Meera from Maya Katha, and it's a pleasure that we are hosting this session, Art of Storytelling in Business with Debjani Bhaduri. I would love to talk about her, but before that, I wish to say Maya Katha is a community hub, a marketplace of trainers, mentors, coaches, aspiring entrepreneurs, storytellers, writers from different fields. And we work in collaboration with these trainers and mentors, offering their services, and especially in the business coaching and mentoring, confidence building and nurturing skills, and writing skills. And today, we are, yes, you all are aware, you have joined in for this particular session. It is art of storytelling in the business. It is such an important thing, just buying few minutes from Debjani to be in the spotlight for some time. Yeah. So here it is, storytelling, as they all say, it is just not only for the bedtime, but yes, it is required for the bedtime too. It is beyond that, because you talk about each and every aspect in a business, or even in the profession, I mean, in the personal space or any space per se, there is a story involved. Story because there is narration, because emotions and lots more that gets into it. So how important it is when we make a pitch. And I know of late, there are a lot of things buzz going around about, entrepreneurship, to raise a fund, VCs, angel investors, and, reaching out to investors to get that funding done. You need to have that story pinned with the data and figures to say, yeah, this is a story I have, this is the reason I wish I want you as an investor in my organization. Or it could be for that candidate who has those experiences, but still wondering how to talk to the HR or to the, that organization that he or she would like to work. Sell that story that would give him or her that a job offer letter and a position. Or even in the personal space, it could be between the spouse, to get that selling factor. Share that story, yeah, you take me for the vacation, or share that story that you never could come get something done for me in the kitchen. I'm admitting Meenakshi, just giving her a little space to settle in. Stories are everywhere. Meenakshi, thanks a bunch for hopping in. It would be lovely, those of you who can switch on your video, do switch on your video, because a trainer or anybody would feel really, really, really comfortable when they see each other's face. So be at your leisure. So jumping back to what we were talking, stories are everywhere. We need to connect the stories with the data and figures too when we talk in a business arena. So here it is, inviting Debjani Bhaduri to start the session. The flow of the session would be, she would be sharing a story. From that story, it would run to the business. From there, we would talk about how, why, whom, what not, little bit, of course, and then get another story and pinning with why business storytelling or the storytelling in business. And from there, we would make a note of your feedback in the form of a testimonial or a feedback. We definitely have a Google form. It would be great if you can just support us with your views, suggestions, and areas of improvement. And we hope, and we should finish it by 8. Might be little if we stretch beyond 5 to 10 minutes, giving space to each of you to share your experiences. And yes, inviting Debjani. Welcome, Debjani.
Thank you, Meera. Thank you so much. Meera has given me a beautiful stature, training, but wo sab kuch nahi hai. It's nothing. I'm just sharing my experience of working with the business in the business scenario, in the organization, how I have done storytelling. So it's just going to be a co-learning space, in the sense I'm going to share my experience. And once you listen to that, you are going to reflect upon that and share your views and your feelings. And then at the end, we'll have some small activity, some kind of games, something, blah, blah. So that's it. It's just going to be a beautiful, warm space wherein we will just interact freely. Acha, so let me start with a story. Okay. Well, let us go to the southern tip of India. Well, a bridge is getting constructed. The vultures are making aerial, survey of the entire place. And the monkeys, the bears, they are also working. They are carrying the huge boulders, throwing onto the ocean, the sea, the kind of boulders which can float and not sink. A leader is sitting there and looking at them, seeing the project being going on. Just then, few monkeys looked down and said, "Hey, go away. What is this? You're disturbing us." Was it? It was an itty tiny squirrel. The squirrel said, it just squeaked, "I'm trying to contribute my bit." The monkeys laughed out. "Come again. You are trying to contribute in this project of making a bridge across the ocean. I mean, isn't that very funny? Better get lost from here, or else you will be squashed." "Oh no, I am trying to fill in the gaps between the boulders, dear. That's that much I can do. So please allow me." The monkeys were actually trying to throw it away when a voice boomed. "Dears, don't throw it away like this. Don't hurt it. I know what it is trying to do." And the leader stretched his hand, picked it up, stroked it. And that's how the squirrel, they say, got beautiful stripes on its back. The brown, it was a bare brown back, but now it has dark stripes on its back. Now, you know who was the leader, right? Before I could say, who was the leader. It's Rama. No religious sentiment attached. For a storyteller, this is a story with a beautiful, beautiful script that has remained significant and relevant over ages. So, just tell me what this story could, how the story connect to you and what the story speaks to you. Of course, we're just having in mind some little bit of business, little bit of, organizational point of view.
Small
Every
efforts can contribute.
Sorry, dear.
Small efforts can also contribute to a larger goal.
Absolutely,
effort
absolutely.
counts.
Every effort counts. Absolutely. Yes.
Understanding the talents of everyone.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Others?
And for me, it is about leadership. Rama being there,
Yes.
he actually stopped the others from hurting the little thing. He knew, because he was the leader, he had to take everybody along.
Beautiful, Others want to contribute?
Yeah.
Share your reflection, please.
Yeah, it would
Maya.
be great. I mean, there is no right or wrong answer over here.
Yes, there's no right or wrong. We are just reflecting. Yeah,
So,
we are just sharing our thoughts. So no right or wrong. Anybody else wants to share?
So, sorry, I had some network issue, but just
No
sharing
problem. Yeah.
my
Yeah.
point. Whoever it was trying to fill in the gap, I
Mm.
think did his or her part to complete the entire picture.
Mhm. Thank you. Thank you. Well, we will, all of you were right. All of you had beautifully thought about the story. It has resonated well with you. And, the story was there for ages. It's been there for millions of years. It's been there. It's now why I shared this story. This dot we will connect later. Okay. But the very first question that came to my mind when I jumped into business storytelling was, hey, storytelling in business, oh yaar, kaun sunega baith ke? Waise they have so much of work to do. Why they will sit and listen to stories? So I'm sure many people have this in mind, or maybe I am wrong. Many of you don't have that in mind. I was the only Dumbo
No,
who
you
had
are
that in
not
mind.
wrong. Because just to add over here, when I used to work as an HR, like I worked for close to 17 years, when we talk about anything, we've heard a manager or, what do you call the lead talking to the team members, don't tell me stories.
Mm,
Tell me what is it.
mm.
So yeah, just a thought.
Yes, it was there. But later, a little bit of research that I did, and over the years, whatever experience I have gathered from my little bit of repertoire and working along with the corporate people, what I have seen is stories actually have the power to reach deeper, stay longer, and work within people faster. What data, facts, and figure cannot, stories can. Because stories here are enveloped, covered with a context, and served with a tarka of emotion. And everybody can connect well with the emotion, right? So stories have better power than facts and figures. Facts and figures appeal to your frontal neocortex. They can decode the language and data and figures, but unfortunately, they cannot retain it for a longer time. So we all remember Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Stars and Thirsty Crow, but we just can't remember, the theorems and the laws and equations and all mathematical calculations that we have done in school. That's because whenever we are presented something in the form of story, that means there are some images, and those images are retained in our limbic brain. And limbic brain stored them. That is the seat of long-term memory. So this is the science behind the storytelling, that scientifically it has been proven that this remains for a longer time and it connect well with our listeners. Now, in the context of business storytelling, there's a little bit of difference between the performance storytelling and the business storytelling. In the performance storytelling, we are looking for a little bit of entertainment, healing. We have certain performance element in mind, but in our business storytelling, we have a desired learning as an outcome. We have a certain values to be, talked about, to discuss. And we have in mind, this message has to go. So we choose our story, thinking that particular thing in mind. And it is our entire objective is how that message is going, how that content is reaching our listeners impactfully. Entertainment is the byproduct there. Everybody, all of us have some style of telling, and that style of telling might be, it might be towards narration, towards drama, towards, it can incline towards more of an emotionally wrapped, a very healing kind of a telling. Those styles are the byproduct. But the objective is to choose a story which has the power to connect with your audience, with your listeners, having that particular learning outcome, desired outcome in mind. And those desired outcomes usually are the corporate values. Anybody has any questions so far? Whatever we have discussed?
Poonam, one question. This is Rohini.
Yes, Rohini ji.
You said, like, there would be a desired outcome or a particular learning or a message has to be conveyed.
Yes.
It's a conveyed. So when we go to a business, for example, you go to an organization to share something like this. So do they come to you with with already a pre-drafted or with a proposition? These are what we are expecting from you.
Usually
so you are going to
that
choose stories based on that particular thing. So,
yes, yes. Now the question is, Rohini, like this story, this Rama story, why I chose? Because behind this, I had in mind some value. Okay. So what is the value that we are going to talk about now? So emotional intelligence is the very, buzzword now. Daniel Longman, Goldman, he came out with this theory of emotional intelligence, which sounds very paradoxical, very, I would say, oxymoronic, because emotion and intelligence. So, ya to emotion hai right brain ka stuff and intelligence left brain. So a person can be intelligent, cannot be emotional. Like this kind of ideas or all the stereotypes are there in mind. But what he tried to say is emotional intelligence means you are intelligent enough to understand your emotion and others' emotion. Okay, so that intelligence, what he is talking about, you should be aware of yourself, the emotion that triggers what emotions within you. What is the predominant emotion that runs through you? That is your emotion. But today we are talking about understanding somebody else's emotion. So when you understand others' emotion and manage that emotion, you need a key factor in mind, that is empathy. If you look at my background, I have written that empathy. So that is the key word. And if you see all the corporate values, I mean, Meera is the best person to judge here. But if you see all the corporate values, leadership, team spirit, ownership, blah, 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 blah. Empathy is the key factor, the umbrella factor that covers all this, and that covers this emotional intelligence as well. That's why the corporates nowadays, they don't give that questionnaire, the psychometric test for your IQ, but they try to understand more EQ, emotional quotient, because it's important when you are working with people to have the ability to understand others' emotion and to handle that emotion subtly. So here, now let us connect the dots. What Rama did as a leader, he understood the emotion of that small, tiny squirrel. He understood that monkeys, though they are contributing their 100%, we know but why? Because Sugriva told them, Sugriva, the king, has entered into a an exchange program with Rama. He mujhe, give me the kingdom, I will help you to defeat Ravana. And these monkeys are Sugriva's army, so they have to work for their king. But the squirrel nobody forced him. It just came out of its own devotion to contribute much beyond what is its ability. So Rama, being a leader, could understand that factor. So here, if we call empathy, we have three kinds of empathy. One is cognitive, where we can understand what other person is feeling. We can understand with our mind, we can reflect and understand the pain of others cognitively with our mind. So such a small squirrel, it is doing such a big work, going and coming, going and coming, and going and coming, and bringing mouthful of pebbles and sand and dropping and going. Oh, it must be very tough for him. That's understanding level. Next level is emotional empathy.
You spill the beans.
Sorry.
Here it is. So the second one Debjani has shared.
Yeah.
So we are going to keep the floor open. Debjani, I think we had this idea, right?
Right,
Third one. Yes, the third one. Someone who can guess what the third one could be, you can raise your hand or you put it in the chat. We are coming up with the next session because this is just not one session. This is a continuation. We are working, we are customizing, and we have some more inquiries coming in from the corporates and others also. So those who are someone who says the third one or close to the third one, Debjani will take a call on that. I put it in her court this ball.
No problem.
That
No
person
problem.
will get 50% off on the ticket for the next. So second one, once Debjani finished, we'll keep the floor open. Hannah, Debjani, we keep for 2 minutes. Guess the third one and you get 50% off.
So
for
am
the
I
July.
allowed to say the second one?
You said.
Oh, that is emotional. No, I could not complete. The emotional empathy is you understand and you feel that person's pain. You feel, you put yourself in his or her shoe and you feel that pain. That is emotional. The third one is
maybe, you know, when you feel, you recognize, and then you take the action accordingly.
What is that?
Is it compassion?
yes, that is compassionate empathy.
Okay. Shruti, just I'm making a note of your name. Do drop in a message also. I'm making a note of your name here. We are coming up with a July workshop also. We will have a series on this. July, August, September, that we have a calendar planned in our mind. Debjani and a couple of us are working in, together. So Shruti, we'll just come back to you as the session unfolds. First ticket will be rolled out to you.
Thank you so much.
So we should give a round of applause for Shruti. Clap, clap, clap. So this is the compassionate empathy is what the leaders, usually we always see the leaders have that. I mean, great leaders. That's what we can emulate them and we can have that in mind. So what Rama did was compassionate empathy because he felt, he understood, he felt, and he lifted it and stroked it and gifted it something and recognized it and went out of his way to gift it. But now we have done a lot of Rama. Let us come to Krishna. When Krishna, if you see in Kurukshetra, the battle of Kurukshetra, he did nothing. He just said, I am going to be a charioteer. So, where is that empathy? Yes. Anybody? From the empathy point of view, if you see, he just sat and he said, I'm going to be the charioteer. I'm not going to raise the weapon.
He was the smooth operator.
Anything,
That was
everything. Yeah, smooth
close
operator.
support.
Very good. So we got one answer, smooth operator. Anybody
Close
else?
support. Close support.
Close support. Okay.
Facilitator kind of a thing.
Yes. So see, he's operating, he's facilitating, he's
उसने
supporting.
आगे किया, अर्जुन को आगे किया.
उसने अर्जुन दूसरे को आगे किया. Very good. That means what? He's operating, he's facilitating, आगे किया, and somebody else said something. Supporting.
He was in the
role.
background.
He was in the background as a supportive role.
उसको पता था कि अर्जुन अभी खाएगा, दिक्कत में आएगा, तब मैं बोलूंगा. लेकिन उसको लगा कि पहले मैं अर्जुन को सौंपता हूँ, जहाँ जरूरत पड़ेगी वहां आगे आऊंगा.
Why? Why he only supported, he facilitated, he, he operated,
क्योंकि वो
yet he
अर्जुन
did not
को,
pick.
हाँ, वो अर्जुन को आगे रखना चाहते ताकि उसके अंदर वो जिज्ञासा भी आए, सारी चीजें जो होनी है वो अर्जुन को होनी है ना, चेंज उसमें आना है। तो जब लीडर्स विश्वास करते हैं, आगे रखते हैं, तो डेफिनेटली चेंज उस व्यक्ति में आता है जो काम कर रहा है। हर्डल्स आते हैं लेकिन उनको पता है कि पीछे कोई है बैकग्राउंड में।
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Shaji. Thank you, everybody, whoever has said. All of you are beautifully analyzed it. From the empathy point of view, what I feel, Krishna knew these people, they are all skilled. Why should I go and tell, again, create a mess by asking, hey, do you do this, you do this, and I pick up, I come. Me is not needed here. I will operate, I will support, I will facilitate, मैं आगे रखूंगा उन लोगों को, जैसे उषा जी ने बताया ना, मैं आगे रखूंगा उन लोगों को, मैं ऑपरेट करूंगा as a manipulative strategist. So lead
Team, is it like that?
Yes. So empathy is not only working, empathy is also not working. He knew as a leader, I should not work here. I should operate by being quietly strategizing. So this is what a leader sometimes have to do, you know. So that flexibility has to be there, isn't it? Okay. So, but you might be thinking, is it only Debjani is telling only mythological story? Rama, Krishna, ye kya ho raha hai yaar? Only mythology. Business to hai hi nahi. But you know what Meera said, that to pitch in your ideas, to sell your idea to your buyers, to your customers, to your clients, to somebody whom you are pitching that idea to get the grant. They are also stories worth. So I know, like most of you are aware of the name Muhammad Yunus. He is the founder of microcredit, a Nobel laureate. He's called the father of microfinance, microcredit. He is from Bangladesh, a Nobel laureate. How he used his narrative to present his ideas, not the theories, not the data, not the relative poverty funda, huge funda, not that. What he instead said, he told a story. He told that I met a woman in a small village in Bangladesh, Sophia Begum, very poor, trying to improve the condition of her family, her children, her husband, herself, by working in her muddy yard extra, making bamboo stools, selling them off in the near market. But still she could not improve or uplift her families. And they lived in a state of utter abject poverty. Bahut bura haal. In fact, when Muhammad Yunus went and did a research and surveyed, what he found, it was not only Sophia Begum, there were many other women who are in the same condition. So he tried to probe deep into it. And you know what he found? He found that these people were taking money from the money lenders to buy the raw material. And these money lenders were the main root cause of their poverty, because the money lenders were charging huge, a bomb interest rate from them. So these poor women, they were not able to improve their condition despite the hard work. So this is the story Muhammad Yunus used to tell when he used to pitch in for his microcredit. And he said, don't you think we should lend our hand to support and eradicate poverty by making credit available to these poor people? So he didn't use any theory. He used the story, which was actually a fact, from the Jobra village of Bangladesh. And for not only Bangladesh, I think this kind of poverty is prevalent in the rural areas of our country as well. And that's when this whole concept of microcredit actually flourished. But the question is, he hooked the empathy of the listeners. So your stories should have, when you are pitching for something, your story should have that power to hook the empathy of your listeners. The listeners should feel, yeah, when this flood happens, do they come and they say, there is a flood, donate it? We will donate. Otherwise, we know their flood is going on. What are the sad pictures? And we go donate. No. What they do, they say, we are sitting in a comfortable room. But think, some people, just our brothers and sisters, few miles away, they are suffering. They don't have clean water. They don't have safe home. Their house, they have lost everything. Don't you think we should lend our hands to support them? So what they are doing, they are emotionally appealing to you and arousing your empathy in your mind. Usmena, in the mind, the cocktail hormones are getting released. Dopamine, endorphin, serotonin. You are having a lean-in behavior. Achha, this is nothing. You're feeling connected, empathy, and not only emotional empathy, you are now going beyond that, compassionate empathy, and you are directly donating. That's what these people did for microcredit, right? So this is what the chamatkar, the magic that stories can do, and that they can do even in the business area as well. So what is the time now? Now it is your turn. मैंने बहुत बकबक कर लिया. Now it's your turn. So let us hypothetically assume we are all creating some product or we are offering some service. So what would be our story to hook our customers, our listeners' attention?
And
To whom you want to
Yeah.
present this?
Yeah,
Yes,
so sorry. And add on to that, you want to peg it with,
tagline.
yeah, the tagline. And when we say tagline, see, because when we do this workshop, it is just not only the intention that we just come and speak about the experiences or how a story or how a concept we connect in the business area per se. It is about what is the kind of a takeaway you take and what is a suggestion of the improvement, like I mentioned in the beginning you shared. So this is something which we planned. So what could be the timing that we can work on, Debjani, like 5 to 10 or like 5 minutes or something?
Yeah, they can take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Before that, I just
Yeah.
wanted to share few taglines and few mascots just as a stimulus. Hope it is okay with you all.
Yes.
So, a small girl done taste of India. Can you connect? Mangalam bingo. Yeah. So immediately when I say taste of India and a little girl dancing like that, what comes to your mind? The qualities, what come in to your mind? The
Amul.
qualities.
Amul.
Amul is the brand. What are the qualities? वो क्या बोलना चाह रहे हैं?
Eat and be happy.
Okay, so drink milk, makkan khalo, we have the buttermilk, everything. The taste of India, it's very much Indian.
It's our own thing, kind of.
Our own thing. Okay. One more. Asli masale such.
MDH.
So who was the mascot of MDH?
That old man.
The
No?
owner.
अपने ही है.
And
Owner
Abo
himself.
nahi hai. So the
Ab nahi.
अपने ही है.
so Dadaji, what does Dadaji represent?
He represents things that are our own indigenous and very old and time tested.
Excellent.
Absolutely. So with
Yeah.
that, just an addition over here.
Hmm.
can you say that one word? Raise your hand and you can say that one word. We said DH, Poonamji, you mentioned the old man. There is that one word that actually talks about this connection. That one word, if you can just tell what it is. Shruti, even if you're going to guess it, the ticket is already sold to you. So we have one more ticket. We have one more ticket, which is, no, I'm not going to tell the name of that, but we have one more ticket with us. That one word, if you can say what it is.
Is it reliable?
Such.
No,
Asli.
just take your time. Probably Debjani can add a little bit of more masala over here. I know what word Debjani, she knows the word. It, just to give a clue, it is about us. It is the product.
Indian.
It
Bharatiya
is some-
taste.
Indian is the face. But there is
Family.
something at the root level. Somebody,
Family.
no, these are like an emotion, what you call it as. That emotion is brought by one word, and the organization talks about it to sell. I'm not going to say beyond this. To sell or to buy, to talk about its market positioning, industry positioning. You say, when you say the name of the company, you say, yeah, I know this, that word.
Branding.
You're muted. Meera.
Yeah, anybody else? Mangalam, I think you're muted. Are you wanted to say something?
No, that word such MD, that was only coming. I'm saying I was repeating.
MDH is the name. We said the old man, the founder, who is known. Even for example, there is one more. I'll give you, like those of you who would have seen this jewelry ad. In this jewelry, most of the time the company doesn't get models. The founder himself comes.
Personal brand, they carry the personal
Okay, Rohit, will give it to you. It is brand.
Authenticity.
Brand.
brand.
It is brand. Branding.
I think Shruti has already said branding.
But we did say we have already sold the ticket.
Oh, okay, fine.
After she said, I was like, oh my God, she has spilled the beans. That's why
I was thinking, but I thought it is wrong because you kept quiet. So I was thinking something else.
no, I muted and I was telling to myself, you said, okay, and then I unmuted. Okay, so it is brand. Like, for example, just adding on to what Debjani was telling, it was MDH, masala, and Poonamji said it's that the founder. So the founder came in connecting the name of the company as well him. He became the brand.
Oh, yes.
A personal brand. It's a story, right? Like, for example, like I was mentioning, I think Lalita Jewelry, if people have seen. It's a founder, or rather we would not call him straight away founder. Yeah, this was actually owned by somebody else and then later on he took it up. That the CEO or the leader of that particular organization, he carries himself as a brand. If you see that also happen of late, many companies, more than people talking about the name of the company, they talk about them and people associate the name with the company. So Debjani, over to you. We wish to give one.
मैंने भी तो बनाया है अपना.
हाँ जी.
और मीरा ने भी तो माया कथा बनाई है.
Meera is the brand ambassador of Maya Katha.
Thanks so much. We wish we have given 2 tickets of 50% off. We have one more ticket. We wish to keep it. We will come up with that. Over to you, Debjani. You can open.
Yes. So what we are basically looking for as a template, you can take in some character. So, for example, the Dadaji, old, the Poonamji said, no, experienced, old. Meera said the person, the authenticity by bringing in himself, presenting himself. So you can pick your character. Then, of course, if there is a story, there has to be a problem. The character goes, it's like a hero's journey. The hero goes faces a problem and your product or your service comes to solve the problem, and you are giving hope to that character. And through the character, with all of us who are connecting with that character, you are giving hope to us that if I buy your product or if I buy your service, our life is going to be very beautiful. So basically that. And your values and the USP of your product or your service will be your tagline. That the essence of it has to come through the tagline. So that means you have to choose a believable character with whom we can identify. You have to choose a problem which might connect with us, and you have to give the solution through your product or your service. And you have to write a tagline for your story, which can be the title of your story. Okay, this is the template. So let's have the fun of creating the advertisement story. You know, in one session, I got one lady who stood up and took the water bottle and said, "Dun, dun, dun, dun. If you apply this, it'll be very glorious and you'll have this, that, blah, blah." So that was a very real fun I wanted to share. So we can have that too here.
Yeah, just to add on to what Debjani was mentioning over here, a story, when we say that story, that is you, that is your name or your venture name. That, like, for example, Mangalam has a venture or a brand name which she talks about, like Katha Kutiram Mangalam, if I'm right. Yes. So when I say Mangalam, Katha Kutiram comes. Usha Chabraji comes. You know, some people carry the brand name, and some people have a name and a venture that they run. So here is the thing. You are here. We want to see the takeaway, what you can work on with your name or with whatever venture or any initiative that you are running. It may not have a name all the time, but yes, you can think about it now. The problem that you want to solve, for whom you are going to solve this, and what is the value. So these three are not a Googleable thing. You will get even ChatGPT. I mean, I enjoy using ChatGPT. It gives you a wonderful response, but this response has to come from you. So, the floor is, we give it for like 5 minutes. Let it be an intense one where you think that whatever you're running, the venture name, to that venture, what is the problem you're solving and to whom you're solving. If that is taking so much of a time, think what kind of a tagline. Like if I say Katha Kutiram, uske niche, what tagline? And when we read that tagline, okay, this is what it is.
Meera, I already have.
You have a tagline. Wonderful, Rohini. Please
No,
share
like,
with
you know,
us.
Go ahead.
Recently, I started Katha Karvan. So my tagline is Journey with the Tribe. So I just initially I used to have only story point wherein I used to have I was an individual. Later on, I renamed it as Katha Karvan totally, wherein I have got a couple of my friends, writer friends, storyteller friends, and we all work together. So we actually want the initiative was we have to travel. Karvan means it is like travel.
Yeah, traveling.
And more of such things. So that is the major intention why I have started this. So Journey with the Tribe is the tagline that I have
Pausing
given.
you there.
Yeah.
Journey with the tribe. So my invitation to you, do you want to expand the tribe or niche down, filter down that tribe? Because a tribe is a big community.
Yes.
So probably this is an opportunity for you to think through.
Yes.
Journey with the tribe. Who is the tribe? For
So
whom
who is the tribe? Yeah, exactly.
Who is the tribe? Because like we all would want to travel in a train. Not necessarily all of us are going to travel to the same destination.
Yes.
Right? So I might want to go to Bangalore. You might want to go to Hyderabad. So now you have to define which is that tribe.
The tribe is limited only, but what do we actually do is when I'm organizing a story event at some place, we will take them, we will take them through our journey through stories. If it is a writing,
the very purpose of art of storytelling in business is that not everybody would listen to novel length stories. Some will listen to novel length stories. Some would require, like for example, if it's a business proposal pitching. So the requirement would be that you have to pitch within 30 seconds, which you call it as an elevator pitch. So within 30 seconds, problem area, to whom you're solving and for what you're solving. So the tribe needs to be niched down. Probably my invitation, this is, and you can really get in deep, because it's not it's not something that you want to solve right away.
Yes, yes.
But why not now? Put a need to solve. That's the way we are looking at, because we all have gone through it. We all have gone through it. So all of us cannot be our customer. Even if it is 10 people, who are these 10? What are these 10 people asking from us? What story do I give them? Like, for example, if it could be a presentation about my financial year, I might go for 1 hour. But my management says, like, for example, Meera, we wish to hear from you the forecast for the next 1 week. I can't talk. I'll have to give a PPT, or I'll have to just say for 1 or 2 minutes about where I'm going to get my business from, who are my clients, how much I can make, what could be my billing. So all will not give me billing. Some would like, I would always love to have Parle-G, but not necessarily my daughter would always love to have Parle-G, because she would like to consume Oreo. I would want to consume Parle-G. So we all are customers, but we want to consume content at different places.
Yes.
So probably you can just get in deep, just dissect that tribe.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So just to add, what Meera said, just to add, again, based on this thing, the stories that you choose for the corporate, and the style that you choose to tell, and the time that you will take to tell, it has to be really, really short, because not because the attention span short or more. What is the desired outcome? So hence you have to really make it crisp and short. Okay. And it has to be very much connected with what value you have to tell and who are the listeners. So if you are going for a business storytelling, please make sure you know from your organizer all these details. Who are your listeners? What is the time? What is the outcome they are looking for? What is the event? So those are very crucial things. Okay, let's get back to our tagline thingy.
I have a doubt. Sorry to interrupt, Debjani.
Yeah, please, Rohini.
Like, most of the times I've seen, in business storytelling, people, the tellers would be sharing some of the inputs from their personal experiences, which would inspire others, the listeners, to bring in a change within themselves or something like that. Is it always that you need to share, in case if I'm standing over there, I don't have any inspiring personal experiences to share. It could be mine, or it could be somebody else also. So how would I fit into business storytelling?
Not necessarily you have to share only personal story.
Not personal in the sense, like any story, could be experiences that are real life examples, real life situations they would pick it up and they would share there. So how, if I don't have any such real life examples, what do I do then?
So you can use anything. Only thing is that the words that you choose, the images that you build up in your story should connect to the business scope, business area. For example, if the same Squirrel and Rama story I just do as a performance, my style will be completely different.
Yes.
Yeah. But now I chose the words like it was a project going on, like a huge bridge was being built, and the boulders, like to create the vision in the mind. So what happens, Rohini, you are not only business storytelling, in any storytelling, in any adult storytelling, more, I would say, you are, as a storyteller, you are visualizing and telling. Right? We don't mug up, we internalize and you tell. Being a storyteller,
Yes.
And and when the listeners are able to visualize the same thing that you are telling and visualizing, when they are able to visualize as they listen to you, that means you are neurally coupled. Your nerves are getting coupled. You both are on the same page. Okay.
Yes.
That is when the connection, that empathy and everything, the bonding, everything happens. So if you tell a story that has that power, that can be from anything, that can be your fables, that can be from mythology, that can be real life facts. But if you use those words, those images, we can connect with them. Then, so it's a mind game, basically.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like Debjani said, just with her permission, adding over here,
Please, please.
Rohini. See, when more than just thinking only about business storytelling, we would say storytelling in business, how it happens. Like, for example, Debjani came about the Rama and Squirrel. So you were telling, if we do not have examples, I don't think that can become a possibility. I'll tell you why, because day in, day out, we are connected with the internet, and we are more of a consumers of the information. Like, if in case you are going for such a session, it would be really nice if you can just, through internet or through case studies or through communities, you can ask, can you share me some stories or snippet, which I think I can share. That is one way to have data in your hand, because story needs to have data also. Story has an emotion, but the emotion needs to have a data also. One example over here, quickly, if I have to share. Indra Nooyi, when she was being interviewed, about business and about her accomplishments, there's this story which you would have come across. She didn't pick any story from outside. She gave her own examples. Like when she got promoted to a CEO or to a president, it so happened that she came in bit late home, and her mother was waiting at the entrance. And she was so excited, telling her mother that I got promoted. Her mother said, just stop there, go get a packet of milk or a curd. And she was like, why? She said, if her husband is there at home, why didn't you ask him to? No, he's tired. He's just there. I cannot ask him to go and get it. She goes, as for her mother says, the president or the CEO of, she goes, brings the curd packet, and she says, I came to tell you that, I'm so excited and I got promoted. And her mother said, so be it. When you're coming inside this house, leave your crown outside. She was taken aback. But there's one more thing which she also says, she said, we can't change everyone around us. It is a story that we share. It is a fact that we share. So sometimes, we enjoy so many benefits, or sometimes our story might go fantastic, a couple of places, but some places it doesn't go well. That's a feedback we take, because that's where the feedback plays an important role. That's where we will know, are we connecting with the consumers, or are we giving the story to people who want? This place, if Indra Nooyi was sharing about her thing to her mother, if we take it in a business context, a selling was being done to someone who didn't want to buy the product. So setting the audience stage clear is such an important thing. And also, she also says, how much ever we grow, sometimes it does happen that you have to manage home as well, the other things also. She says at 40, what happens, sometimes men behave like they are teenagers, and children who are at home, they literally behave like they are 40 plus. So situation, weather, climate keeps changing, but we need to be hooked on to. That's the reason, I was telling, can you break that tribe? Can you dissect that tribe? Because when we know the purpose or the vision, which is a very beautiful, fantastic word that we can talk about, but each of us have a calling. It takes a lot. If we would really get intense, because that is the story we need to identify. Because few things are, we are very passionate, but a passion can help us be motivated. But the passion needs to stand on its leg to help us monetize also. So what story is that we can? So yeah, over to Debjani.
It's okay. It's nice, good for sharing our ideas. Yes, Mangalam, I think you are done with your tagline. Oh, I know you are done with your tagline. So come on, Mangalam.
There is no right or wrong. Just share it on the floor.
I was listening to all of you. I have not written anything.
Please.
But we would say, do think about it, because if not you, for whatever you are doing, who will talk about what you're doing? Because we are passionate about sales is one such, for example, some people sell products, some people sell services. Yeah. So whatever we are selling, we are passionate about it. That pinning to that brand, a brand.
I just remembered suddenly.
Yeah.
Rohini, great ad guru. I somehow don't remember. I can recollect his face, but I don't remember his name now. He made this beautiful ads. Surf ki kharidari mein hi samajhdari hai. Remember when we were young, we
Yes.
had this Lalita
Yeah.
ji surf ki kharidari mein. Then jo बीवी से करे प्यार और प्रेस्टीज से कैसे करे इनकार. Yeah. So all the stories he only made, but he said, Dettol ad, when Dettol came with a cream, ointment cream, that ad failed. And it failed so massively. So he was wondering, ki kya ho gaya yaar? Why it didn't work? So they did a survey and they found out they forgot to mention, when you put Dettol liquid, it burns for some time.
Yes.
That burning is not there. That part he forgot to add in that story, in the cream wala story. So people assume, the consumers in the brain, that images they created is, "Ayyo, isko lagayenge to bahut jalega." That is going to burn a lot. So that's why we have to be very, very specific and very precise in terms of.
This really got me, reminded me of one more thing. We are almost at the end of the session, but yeah, adding on, I think this was a Coke or a Pepsi. I think it was a Coke. I'm not sure. I'll check my facts. Because these two sound like a twin to me always. But for the Middle East or Arabic countries, all of us read from which side? Left to right, right? Left to left. Sorry, left. No, this is left to right. But in the Middle East and the Arabic, they go from the right to the left, right? They write like this side. So the Coke or the Pepsi ad, when it was made it was made like someone is very thirsty, he walks and then he falls down. Okay. Sorry, he's very thirsty, he consumes Pepsi and he's very energetic.
7-Up.
7-Up. Okay. Then what happens, but the same ad was put in the Middle East, but it failed literally because of the reason they read from right to the left, where the guy was energetic, then he falls down, then he consumes this, and then he is flat. So here it is, consumer, here it is, to whom are we sharing the story? So story is something everybody would love to hear, but not every story everyone would love to hear. Some like fiction, some like non-fiction, some like crime thriller, some like fantasy, some like children novels, some still read children novel even if they're 80s or 90, doesn't matter. So pinning art of storytelling and business is connected to the sales, connected to the brand, it's connected to so many aspects, not necessarily only in the corporate when you do. It is connected with our day-to-day because we are so passionate about creating those posters on Canva and the design, and we put it on the Facebook. And sometimes we don't get response. We don't get response. The same person putting some other post, people came jumping and they shared, they sent. But you did something else, but you didn't get any response. But that is like a weighing metric, but not everything. So these are few examples we're just sharing. Rolling back to what Debjani was talking about, what is that you want to, like someone, Debjani, you have one more example because I have a third ticket with me.
Yeah, I have so many examples.
Go ahead.
For example,
people who raise hand or you want to jump in, you can share the answer.
Celebrate life.
Okay, I know.
Cadbury.
Celebrate life.
Somebody guessed it.
Cadbury. No.
No? No, Google.
FMCG product.
Haldiram.
उषा जी बहुत मिठाई पसंद करते हैं.
ఎన్నిసార్లు పోతుందండి బాబు పిచ్చి కరెంట్ అసలు చిరాగ్గా.
Connected to Indian herbs, Ayurveda.
Chai. Taj.
Taj. वाह ताज.
Not Taj.
नहीं, ताज नहीं. ताज starter product है ना. नहीं टाटा नहीं है, टाटा का नहीं है. Shall I tell?
Or else you keep this aside. You want to give one more brand name?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is very easy. Prakriti ka Ashirwad.
I have to sell the ticket to
What
my
the
friend.
rest?
Dabur.
Akshay, you आपने कुछ
Akshay ji, you said
Seventh
something.
Raj.
Chyawanprash he said.
Chyawanprash. Which one? For which one? The earlier one or this one?
Dabur Chyawanprash. This one.
He said Prakriti ka Ashirwad. Chyawanprash, he said.
Debjani, shall we?
Prakriti ka Ashirwad hai Patanjali.
I was thinking of that. Patanjali.
And again, who is the brand ambassador? Who is the character?
Baba Ramdev.
So
Ramdev.
he has made it very much credible with the yoga movement, with organic, with so these are the when Baba Ramdev comes, these are the words that come to our mind.
Just to
Hence
add
the
on,
branding.
we will buy like another 8 to 10 minutes, but Debjani, I want to give the third ticket.
Please, please,
Give
please.
the brand. Abhi bolo. Are you celebrating like
Celebrate life kiska hai? That is Dabur.
Okay, Debjani, one more.
Okay, and I would also like to say, what is the logo? Celebrate life. What is the logo?
Nestle.
Logo, choosing logo is very important. Celebrate life is Dabur and Prakriti ka
Yeah, but
Ashirwad Patanjali.
One second, Akshay, aapne Dabur, someone said Dabur over here.
Akshay ji said Dabur.
Was it for celebrating life or it was for Prakriti ka this one?
Ashirwad.
आशीर्वाद. अक्षय आप अनम्यूट करके बोलना चाहते हैं?
No, I actually have network issues, so I just felt that I should say that for the conversation I had, so I don't have the connection in between.
He actually said for both, you know, when she said celebrate life, he said
No,
Dabur.
actually he has been
Prakriti ka
writing
Ashirwad, he
me,
said both.
Yeah. One more you want to give, Debjani?
More dreams per car. Per car, more dreams.
Maruti Suzuki.
Maruti Suzuki is a fantastic car, but unfortunately, Hyundai नहीं है. ये कुछ अपना है. मैंने सिर्फ अपने
बजाज
नहीं
Tata.
यार. Tata. Who said Tata?
I Tata.
सुष्मिता जी, I will write to you. Group में message डाला है, ticket है. So
Okay.
we'll give it to Sushmita. So
But we couldn't hear your taglines. So, you know, just you can pick up one dhaga, one thread from what you were weaving. One thread you pick up and
मैं
you
एक छोटा
make it
सा
a
मैंने
tagline.
बनाया है, देखो कैसा है, और
उषा जी
और
बताइए.
ना इसकी चीड़ फाड़ करो क्योंकि ये तो ऐसे ही बस बन गया है है ना?
No,
हाँ,
that's okay.
तो एक लेडी है जो बोल रही है, और फिर क्या हुआ, दादी ने पकड़ लिया दूध वाले को और कर दिया दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी, है ना? तो इस तरह से ये कहानी खत्म होती है. अरे दादी, आप तो हर समय ऐसी अच्छी कहानियां सुनाते हैं हिंदी में कि मेरे तो अंकों में सुधार हो गया, तो बुद्धि में भी और अंकों में भी. तो अगर चाहते हैं आप हिंदी को सुधारना, तो आइए उषा छाबड़ा की कहानियों की दुनिया में बढ़ाएं अपने इंटेलिजेंस और शब्दावली भी. क्लासेस जो बदल दे आपकी दुनिया.
अरे वाह.
wow.
तो टैगलाइन क्लासेस जो बदल दे आपकी दुनिया, है ना?
अरे मैंने ऐसी बात भी बना.
नहीं उषा जी, man, this was really awesome.
Yes.
आपको और भी I mean, आपको इसको और भी लेके जाना होगा. I would say that.
बहुत बढ़िया,
Thank
बहुत
you.
बढ़िया.
Yeah. So we are at the end of the session, and I'm just switching to the gallery view over here. So Debjani, I and Debjani would like to hear your feedback. We also have a Google form.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, we have a Google form. Apart from what you share over here, we wish to capture your thoughts, suggestions, areas of improvement, even in the Google form. So because we are customizing it as per the requirement. So the floor is to you. It would be great if you can share your feedback. Like, yeah.
मैं ये बोलना चाहूंगी कि भाई बिजनेस स्टोरी टेलिंग जो है अभी तक हम इस फील्ड में गए नहीं हैं। हमने बच्चों की कहानियां सुनाई है ज्यादा, बड़ों की भी एक दो जगह सुनाई है, ज्यादा नहीं, क्योंकि अभी यू ऑल नो दैट आई हैड बीन अ टीचर, तो अभी वो उतना हिम्मत शायद नहीं आई, या अभी थोड़ा सा मुझे ट्यून इन करना है। तो ये पहली क्लास हम इसको बोल सकते हैं, है ना, थोड़ा सा ग्लिम्स, क्योंकि देखिए ये सब बातें हमने पढ़ भी रखी हैं, डेटा नहीं, स्टोरी सुनानी है, ये वो, मतलब ये जो है अभी मुझे लग रहा है कि अभी फर्स्ट क्लास है जिसमें छोटी छोटी हमें ग्लिम्स मिले हैं। और टैग लाइंस वगैरह हम लोग इतने अवेयर ही नहीं है अब, है ना, क्योंकि मैं तो बुढ़ी हो रही हूँ तो ये सब तो अब है नहीं सामने कि क्या है। तो ओवरऑल गेम्स वगैरह के साथ अच्छा था, इंटरेस्टिंग था, लेकिन अभी मुझे लगता है अभी और बहुत मतलब सीखना है इसमें, क्योंकि ये पहली क्लास जैसे कहते हैं ना, पहली सीढ़ी है ये। आई फील दैट वे। इट वाज रियली नाइस देवजानी, आपने
Thank you.
जो हमें जो पकड़ा है वो आपने उससे पकड़ा, माइथोलॉजी, है ना, तो उससे क्या है कि
इसीलिए
हाँ
mythology I
हाँ, क्योंकि
used.
हम लोग स्टोरी टेलर्स जो है जरा माइथोलॉजी के साथ जल्दी जुड़ जाते हैं, तो वो अच्छा था। ठीक है, हाँ, थैंक यू।
उषा जी, आपका तो हमने वो साड़ी वाला सुना है पॉडकास्ट में। आई थिंक यू आर फॉन्ड ऑफ साड़ीज।
या अरे अभी और आगे आगे देखो किस किस का फॉन्ट है मुझे
नहीं, क्योंकि मैं खुद सारी बिजनेस में हूँ, अभी
अरे
आई हूँ,
वाह, अरे
तो
वाह,
मैं
अरे वाह,
खुद एक टैगलाइन सोच रही हूँ अपने बिजनेस के लिए, अपनी स्टोरी टेलिंग के लिए, दोनों अलग अलग चीजें हैं।
आपके लिए साड़ी के लिए मॉडल भी मिल गई है।
वेरी गुड, आई विल टॉक टू यू देन
आपके बिजनेस के लिए मॉडल भी मिल गई है उषा जी
हाँ,
की
मैं तो
मॉडल।
साड़ी का आपको पता ही है ना, मैं मॉडलिंग कर रही हूँ आई एम वेरी मच इंटरेस्टेड, आई एम लुकिंग फॉर कोलैबोरेशन, को किसी को चाहिए तो मैं हूँ तैयार मॉडल
श्योर।
बनने के लिए।
अरे
मेरी उम्र है
नहीं,
55
अरे कोई नहीं, हम भी आपकी उम्र के आसपास ही हैं, लेकिन हमें हमें अभी तक हमारी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग नहीं है, हम तो बस छोटा मोटा करते हैं।
अरे भाई, हम यूनिवर्स में फेंकेंगे चीजें तो अपने आप कोई ना कोई तो पकड़ेगा बॉल को, है ना
बहुत बढ़िया।
Thank you so much, Usha ji and Sushmita ji. Yeah, anybody wish to share your feedback, suggestions, thoughts? Because
So I'll take a moment, please.
please.
Anybody else going? Can please go ahead.
No, you tell.
Okay, so
No
thank you, Debjani and Meera. Together you made a good team. So one after the other, whatever was left behind, Meera pitched in, and it was really nice. Yeah, like Usha ji ne bola ki pehla step hai. Definitely, even I was intrigued, and I was inquisitive. Chalo, let us find out what's all about business storytelling. As storytellers, we do understand, but yeah, it is another genre altogether. You really need to work towards it. वो समझ में आता है और मजा है. Good. I wish there was more time. I think we can increase the time to an hour and a half. So that makes it more interesting.
Sure.
I mean, I thought positive time था. अभी और समय ले सकते थे, but then it is good for the beginners like us to know whatever little we could catch on today, and probably you're working on another step, the second class.
Yes.
Let's look waiting for that. And Debjani is always fun with all her expressions. So जब उसका एक बार ऑडियो नहीं था, तो I wanted to say कि जरूरत ही नहीं ऑडियो की, वो अपने एक्सप्रेशन से बता रही है क्या चल रहा है. So with that, I think thank you so much for putting this up together for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Poonam ji. We are coming up with the next thing also.
Great. All the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Mangalam
me-
Rohini.
Yeah,
Rohini.
it's really wonderful. As you know, Poonam ji and Usha ma'am said, it is just the beginning, and I'm still with lots of questions. So
Please.
probably we would like this to be, a continuous process of learning business storytelling. So that would be really nice. Lots of beautiful insights from both of you. That was really wonderful. And because, I've been watching Meera since couple of years, she picks up a small story and connects it to the business. And that is how I've been following her. She just picks up Shakunu's story and immediately connects to the business. So I really wonder, how does she do that magic and all? I really want to get into that groove and understand. So this is an initial step. Thank you so much, Debjani, for this initiative, and Meera also. So expecting many more from both of you. and
रोहिणी
with
मैं
Vidya.
आपको बताना चाह रही थी इंस्पिरेशनल स्टोरीज ना द बेटर इंडिया की इंस्टाग्राम को फॉलो करो
Okay,
thousands
Yeah.
of stories
Thousands of
हाँ
stories.
हाँ
Yeah.
every time they एक ही दिन में 9 10 12 भी आ जाती हैं so you will get
Sure,
Better
Usha ma'am.
India. We will
Thank
share
you
the
so much.
details. And Rohini, you spend a lot of time with the questions that you have.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I'm waiting to listen from Mangalam, who has been a very good student throughout.
God. Okay, so zapped, speechless is how I am right now. So beautiful session put together by Meera and Debjani. Very wonderful insights given. So yes, it was a sneak peek into business storytelling. Yes, so I even forgot who the trainer was. I think 8 years back I attended business storytelling by a trainer by name Priya, and after that I've not used it. I attended it and then I came off and I got busy with other things. So this was so nice. I really enjoyed the session. Looking forward to the upcoming sessions also.
Definitely, definitely. We are going to customize it. That's the reason we are making a note of each of your feedback, because that's how we grow together.
Thank you, Meera.
Yeah. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Please, please.
Yeah. So there's something wrong with my video today. That's why it's all black. Can you see?
Okay. We were wondering, we're missing Usha ji.
This is Meenakshi.
Oh, Meenakshi.
Okay.
Oops, I'm so sorry, Meenakshi. Yes.
Yeah. So even there's something wrong. I'm trying to, open it, but it is
No,
not.
might be you switched on your camera. You can
No,
check
it's
it.
on. It's on. It's on.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I've switched it off. Now it's on. Yeah. Oh, that's good. But I just did it. Okay. Thank you.
We
So,
may see you.
so
Here's a request: if anyone can take a screenshot, Winnie, even if in case you're in the park, you could just switch on. We would like to capture this moment. Someone
So,
can take a screenshot.
thank you so much, Debjani, and thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Meera. I think I've heard Debjani earlier, and Meera, of course, for the first time. It was so interesting and a lot of information. I just wanted to share a little thing during the COVID, and that's the time, 2020 when it started. Two of my journeys began together, and that's the time when I was at home and my husband was fine. Of course, now everything is, moving very, very slow. Rather, one of my venture that I started, that was baking, is completely stopped. So baking I started, and I started it as a business, and I named it Grandmother's Delight. It came up with my own personal experiences. My grandchildren were small and they wanted to eat junk food. So I was packing, quinoa cakes and ragi oats cookies and all that. So that's the time, but I couldn't get any story. However, I did say that it's healthy, organic, sugarless. So my audience was there.
Great.
My audience was there. I knew that this organic, that sugar-free, I was making it with jaggery, and it's organic. But
Yeah.
I didn't have any tagline except for the brand that was healthy.
That is the tagline, actually. That in fact serves in as a tagline. So because we talk about a lot of these sugar-free biscuits, we talk
Healthy,
about
sugar-free,
healthy,
organic.
So, but they wish to have that taste bud always treat, that taste bud though. So, so the tagline, healthy, organic, sugar-free.
Yeah.
Great, great. I mean, this gives us more insight that Debjani to work on the next set.
Yes. I was immediately thinking,
yes,
we will do something more on a long 1.5
we have a call tomorrow
and make creating stories kind of workshop. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi ma'am. Thank you so much. Shruti, I think you unmuted. Yes, yeah.
So I'm basically a HR by profession, and storytelling is what I always wanted to inculcate because That's how you can captivate the audience, right? Like when Debjani was speaking or when you were speaking, we were all totally attentive, trying to relate and all those things, right? So that's one thing I always wanted to inculcate, which I'm trying to. So that's when the when this ticket thing came up, I immediately registered for it. So I think taking away a wonderful it's a lot of food for thoughts, a lot of insights. I'm taking away a lot of insights. Like many of us told, it's just a beginning. It's a very long way to go. I would love to be part of your upcoming sessions, and so that
Lovely.
and the personal branding is what I'm always very fond of. So being in HR, that's very important because we are kind of the face of the organization, right? So that
Thanks
is
for everything.
everything. Yes.
My
So
fellow HR, I can connect with you. 17 years into that, I can definitely.
that's a job. Nobody is going to motivate us. Nobody is going to encourage us. We should feel good about what we are doing.
So,
And
so this selling, just adding over here, Shruti, the ticket when I gave it to you first. So that's how, HR mind.
definitely. So yes, I agree.
See, selling has to happen at every stage. A
Absolutely.
selling happens for the current product. A selling happens for the future product. So
That's right.
example, a selling of a job opening to a prospective candidate who turns out into an employee happens not one time. It
Totally.
happens until that person onboards and he builds his team.
Yes, and that's one kind of a selling that we do as part of our profession. But we keep selling every day, every time, right? There are
Right.
any initiatives, we'll have to bring in employees, make them participate. We'll have to sell that same employees, right? I think HR does the most of the sales and marketing. All
We
right. So,
definitely have a call on that separately. Lots
yeah,
of business stories to talk. Thanks, Shruti. Thank you. Anybody
thank
else?
you so much.
Vinny.
A lot
Yes.
of thoughts. And I really wanted to observe more so that I can learn more.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
So I think Vinny was waiting for quite some time. Vinny.
Yeah, I was being a silent listener actually. This is my first session. Hi, Debjani ma'am. Hi, Meera
Hi.
ma'am.
Hi.
Actually, I'm a teacher by profession, so storytelling is a part and parcel of my profession. Because since I teach primary section, so I have to capture the attention of my children. They are my customers as such.
Yes, they
So
are.
I have to capture their imagination before I start any chapter. So, I just want to improvise that in my teaching methodology also. So I was attending this session actually because, sometimes you are completely out of words and you don't know what to make up next. Whenever you're starting a chapter, every time you cannot bring up a story.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sometimes become difficult, and this is something
A
new
pause
for
in
me
a story
also.
is important. A pause in a story.
Pardon me?
A pause in a story.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is something new for me. What I'm learning right now is my first step towards, like Usha ma'am said. So yeah, I'm just learning now.
This is all for you all. And just to add over
And
here.
I'm actually looking forward for more sessions from you, Meera. Seriously.
Definitely, there are a couple of more. Just to add over here, we have on the 10th of June between 10 a.m. and 12 noon, personal branding for all the preneurs, all our preneurs. So personal branding for all the preneurs is on 10th of June, for which we've got 50% ticket offer for Rohini, Sushmita, and Shruti. So do come over. It's done by Sudarshana Bharati, who is one of leading India's personal branding expert. To share his details, it's already there in the comments. And Vinny, just an addition over here, your students are your consumers, their parents are your customer. So it's just like a diaper example. Parents, the mommy, daddies are the customers who buy the product, but the consumers are the tiny bubbles.
My students.
I'm not
Yeah,
getting the
absolutely.
customers. That is the problem for me. I want to start my journey. The customers are not coming.
We should
Consumers might be
definitely-
ready.
Sushmita ji, we are working on that also because customer segmentation.
I'm really finding it difficult to sell my storytelling. People
We
see
will connect
storytelling.
on that. We will connect on that. We are coming up with upcoming workshops on that. Customer, I would want you to just spend a little time on customer persona, customer segmentation, customer and consumer. These 4 aspects, when you go through it, you will know that to reach the consumer and for the consumer to become a customer success story, a repeat customer, a customer who wants to again and again and buy. To reach to that stage, we have to see the demography of the customer, our product offering, our services offering, segment that into which is the age group. This is customer segmentation. Once you segment it as per the age, who in that age are very, very excited to buy your product, they become your consumer. And when they come back again, it's a customer success story and repeat story. We will definitely
I have segmented it. I have segmented it, but the customers are not ready to come. They are fixed into some other mind.
Might be like we are, I don't know about your detailed service or sorry, the product. We can offline connect on this, ma'am, because
Surely.
yeah, we are coming up with session. You can definitely avail that. We are coming up with
Till
that.
yesterday, I wasn't sure that I will join or not. Yesterday, I had a chat with Debjani. So then I made my mind, let me join.
Lovely. Thanks a ton for doing that. Thank you so much. Akshay, you think you are in a position to share? You can unmute and share if in case your network is not giving way. Yeah.
You can write in the chat box.
We have
No,
the
I-
Google form. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we do. We do.
No, I think it was a wonderful session. I think, so I'm also associated with the HR profession. So,
Lovely.
it,
PwC.
yes, right. So, branding becomes an important element and so is storytelling, and both are interlinked. So, like, what my fellow colleague man mentioned, it is also, something which is kind of a self-investment on ourselves. And, we have to see how we position ourselves in the market effectively. More than advertising and branding our company, it's also self-branding, which is equally important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it is a wonderful initiative that you're doing, and happy to propagate it to a good number of friends that I have. It is affordable as well as impactful. So I'm sure that this will reach a larger audience. I hope the best for all of you here.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. The journey doesn't end over here because we to be intentional over here, we do not wish to dismantle the WhatsApp community we have created because we wouldn't spam. We have one more community, which is where we post the updates about the events. This community, we request you to be here for a couple of more days because we are customizing your need. We spoke about personal branding session is there on the Saturday. Akshay, you also connected on that. I invite if you can join in or if you can bring along your tribe and your known groups also, nothing like it. More than I looking at it as a business, it's my purpose of transforming words and emotions into stories that could create people, create their brand or an outcome. So how stories has helped me to be where I am and still continue my journey. I'm looking at carrying that experience from the corporate, from my personal, from my training and mentoring to the next level by collaborating with the trainers. So Maya Katha's vision is about connect, collaborate, learn, and grow. So people who join in over here learn, consume the content, and as they grow into a different level, we wish to collaborate with them as trainers. So thank you so much to each of you for being here till the end of the program. We went like to a bit more. Thanks for staying here and share the Google form in the WhatsApp group. It would be really great. Please, each of you, please share your feedback. We need your feedback. And another thing, we have shared the update about the upcoming session on Saturday. Hop in. 3 of you have already got a discount. Others also, if you can join in, because personal branding, Winnie, yes, we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much. Thanks, Debjani.
Thank you, everybody.
Session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Debjani. Thank you, Meera. Bye.
Thank you. As a host, I'll be here till the end. Yeah, you can just.
Thank you, Meera. Thank you, Debjani.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Sushmita.
you.
Thank you, Vinny. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.